Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 594, primarily in a row. My name's Rob Hoback. I'm happy that you're here, honored and humbled that you keep coming back. Hey, it's a terrific Tuesday because we're going to make today a terrific day. Didn't have the greatest day yesterday. Got a little overwhelmed, overloaded. Had to shut it down yesterday afternoon. But I'm determined to make today a great day. It's also Taco Tuesday. It's a 2 for Tuesday. Whatever you want to make it, just make it a great day. It's 6/2/20, which means that it's somebody's birthday that I know. Somebody that at one point had a major presence. Somebody who had a presence in my life. And I think I know who it is, but I'm not certain, and I'm not really going to do any work on it. Just happy birthday to you, if it's your birthday. It's also a work day. I got work to do. I'm sure you do too. So let's do it. First things first, still the realist. I'm also positioned, right? I'm in the right position. How do I know this? A couple of things. Number one, 10 years ago, if you'd asked me, because this time 10 years ago, I just started a new job and was fixing to move from Kansas City, actually Overland Park, Kansas City, to Los Angeles, California. And if you'd asked me then, like, hey, 10 years from now, where are you going to live? Be like, anywhere but Oklahoma. That's why I'm moving to California, so I don't have to move to Oklahoma. And here we are, and 10 years later, half that time, I've been here, right? That's number one. Number two is that in a conversation I had with somebody that I really trust, that I admire the way they've managed their life, I asked him, I said, what's the best piece of advice you can give me? He said, stop wondering why God puts you in certain situations and just accept it and do the best that you can. You'll find yourself being a whole lot happier. I'm like, wow. It's really that simple. He's like, really, it's literally that simple. I'm like, all right, I can do it. I am positioned well. All right, on to our real talk. What did we think would happen? Seriously. Like, if you just stop and think about history, what did we think was going to happen? Like, eventually we're going to end up here, right? And this ain't the end of it, right? The protests and all this, like, the history would suggest that the people in power are going to try and sweep this under the rug, just wait them out, right? Show some force, remind people who's in charge, and then just go back to life as normal. But I don't think that, I don't think people are willing to do that anymore, right? I think the combination of the pandemic, which it affected disadvantaged, people more than it did advantaged people of privilege, right? This is not news. Everybody knows this, right? So yeah, I got that going on, and then you've got this awful situation where a white police officer who's supposed to be protecting and serving, who's had, what did they say, 18 complaints against him, kills another human being. It's awful. It's appalling, right? And people are hurt. And then the vast majority of the people that are out protesting are just trying to peacefully say, hey, look, this is not okay. You got to change this. Then you have these other troublemakers that are coming in and causing it's awful. What did we think would happen? We created this mess, and don't act like we didn't, right? People that look like me. When the settlers came to the United States, they came, and again, read all the stuff of, we're going to be a godly country, we're going to do this, but then we would turn around and have slaves. Like, how do you, I just don't understand that. I don't understand how even a few hundred years ago, people would look at another human being like, oh, well, I'm going to buy them and they're going to do whatever I want. And if they don't, I'm going to beat them. I will beat them into submission because I paid for them. All right, well, how would you feel if somebody from another country just came, swept you up, like, hey, you end up down in Africa working for some rich black man that just beats the shit out of you because you're like, hey, take me back home, right? Take me back home. Just like I don't know how. I was watching last night a show on the Nazis, World War II. I'm like, how did you not know that this wasn't going to work? That you weren't going to be able to eradicate everybody that believed one, and that was going to come back and bite you in the ass. And all I could think about is I drew a very distinct correlation between those thoughts of what did you think was going to happen? I mean, the white people that came in and marginalized the Osage Indians and took all their oil money and their oil rights. Did you think you're going to get away with that forever? And the answer is, yeah, they did. Because when they did it, there weren't computers. There wasn't social media. There wasn't YouTube. right? People couldn't just say whatever they wanted to say. Like people of color, if they spoke up, they got beaten, they got hung, and they realized like, hey, nobody cares. Just work harder, just go do your thing. But for real change to happen, a lot of people have to say, hey, stop it, stop it. And it takes white folk to tell other white folk like that's not okay. Here's the other thing: is that a lot of white folk think that they're like you. No, you're not part of that good old boy network that controls things. And if you think that they're going to protect you, you are sadly mistaken. Nonetheless, I don't want to go. What did we think was going to happen? Right? It's like when I was watching ESPN. I watch ESPN all the time, and you see these movies about these people that cheat. They cheat their way to prominence, and then it all comes crashing down. And they will all tell you the same thing. Lance Armstrong said all those riders that were cheating, they're like, we knew eventually we would get caught. We were just hoping that it all wouldn't come out until after we were done and retired, just like the guys from the previous generations before them. Because the blood doping and all that stuff, in cycling, that wasn't new. It was just that they finally caught up to it, right? And so, same thing, right? Like, you knew that eventually there would be a light, like that you wouldn't get away with it forever. What did you think was going to happen? And here's the thing that I just can't get past, and why I believe I'm in the right place, is I believe the biggest pain is yet to come, and that's the day of reconciliation. That's when you can draw a straight parallel line from, hey, this Osage Indian had this head right, and they were entitled to this much money. This person killed somebody or hoodwinked them into signing something, blah, blah, blah. And now you've got these rich, powerful families that everything was stolen. It's like, how are you going to make that right? And I'm like, man, thank God I'm just some guy making YouTube videos out in my garage instead of having to solve that problem. It's going to be serious. And what did you think was going to happen, right? What did you think was going to happen? All right, on to my thank yous. Number one, God is good. God's been good to us in the good times, the bad. Same person told me to stop asking why and stop being thankful. Gave me that advice. I agree. Number two, I'm thankful for Doug Glanville, who played for the Chicago Cubs for a minute. He's an announcer on ESPN, and I had forgotten about this. He was on there this morning talking about how in 2014, so like 6 years ago, Doug Glanville, who graduated with a law degree from an Ivy League school, played 15 years in Major League Baseball. His wife's a prominent attorney in the North. I mean, these are accomplished people. He is at his home, shoveling his driveway, and a police officer from the next town comes over and starts asking, like, hey, why are you here? Just trying to make a little extra money? And he's like, yeah, no, I live here. This is my house. And he's like, no, seriously. We got a complaint of somebody coming in. He's like, wow. He's like, this is what this feels like. This is the assumption that I'm doing something wrong just because of the color. And when you stop and think about it, like he's probably significantly more accomplished than the person who is basically accusing him of doing something wrong. And so just thankful for that story. Thankful for the way, when you hear him talk about it, he's like, look, that could have gone a completely different direction if I had decided to answer him disrespectfully. And, just the way he talked about handling it with his kids. And that's what we need, right? We need more people like Doug Glanville, more people like Doug Glanville's parents, right? Who understand that violence isn't the answer. Education is the answer. And that responding with love is the answer, even when someone comes at you with hate. History. I'm thankful for history. Again, we can see that responding with hate and violence is never the answer. It doesn't work right. We continue to do it. Hopefully, through education, which is my next thank you, we will understand of how to deal with this stuff, right? Like we have to talk this stuff out. I'm thankful for the grace that it's going to need. Like I pray for grace every single day. I pray for grace for the people that are in charge, that they don't take advantage of their situation and manipulate or leverage the people who need their help. I pray for the grace for the people who have been oppressed, like all these people that are rioting right now, like I pray that they will understand, like, this is not the right answer, that God will put grace on their heart. Like, you got to stop doing this and you have to forgive them, regardless how difficult that is. And I'm thankful for love because I truly believe that just like rock always beats scissors and scissors always beats paper, but paper beats rock, right? Some shit just, it's always this way. Love always beats hate. Always. With that, I'm done for the day. Hands up, peace out, go love somebody. Show them some love, seriously. Just like Kevin Love. Show them some love. Be back tomorrow on a hump day. Hump day! That's for you, Barb. Love you. Hashtag real talk. Deuces.